Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to all of my colleagues for allowing me a few minutes during session today to pay tribute to one of the finest men to have sat in this House chamber, my predecessor, Merle H. Phillips. In December, after a number of courageous health struggles, Merle left this earth to go to a place where he could finally rest, where he could be at peace. We gather here today for a few moments at least to honor him by sharing our memories and acknowledging his lasting legacy to the 108th District, this institution, and to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. For more than 30 continuous years, Representative Phillips spent his time working hard on the issues the people of Northumberland and Snyder counties cared about. In fact, during his farewell remarks to this House just 3.5 years ago, he said that the greatest joy of public service is being able to help someone, and that is why he continued to do what he did. Merle's passion for people was evident by the way he lived his everyday life. He believed everyone deserved a second chance, a third chance, and sometimes even just a little bit more. Because he often said to me, "Lynda, no one is perfect, and if someone's willing to try and make themselves a little better, then we need to help them." During his tenure in the House, he is probably known best here at the Capitol for serving as Republican Caucus Administrator and being part of the leadership team, something he was so proud to have accomplished. He also served as Chairman and Vice Chairman of the Game and Fisheries Committees, as Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Affairs Committees, and as a member of the Transportation and Appropriations Committees. He was an avid outdoorsman who loved to hunt and fish, so much so that just a few short weeks before his passing, he went out and got his last deer. Mr. Speaker, I've had the privilege of working with him for more than 23 years, watching him in action like many of you have over the years, except I got to watch him from the district. There was so much I learned from him, and I'm going to impart a few pearls of his wisdom to you. He always said, "Stay true to your word, because if you don't, you have nothing." He said, "Do more listening than talking, fight for what you believe in, but know when to compromise. Don't get up to speak on the House floor unless you truly have something to say." And his biggest lesson to me was never, ever accept no as an answer. You can see why he quickly became a mentor to me, a friend, a very, very dear friend. You always knew when Merle was around, because when he left your office, it was as though a tornado had run through it. He was good at pushing you when you needed to be pushed. He was good at pushing you when you didn't want to be pushed. But it was all because he wanted you to be a better person. And any of you knew him, knew he had a bit of a Dutch accent. He always said it was one of his greatest strengths because people underestimated him and what he was capable of. And anybody who ever negotiated anything with him, when he really wanted something, had to notice his Dutch accent got just a little bit thicker. He believed in teamwork, and he believed that to be one of his greatest accomplishments, working together for the common good. He may not always have agreed with everyone on every issue, but he was able to put aside his differences so that his district and the Commonwealth would be better for it. I can tell you that he cherished his time here in the House of Representatives and the friends that he made. He always said that the friends that I would make here would be some of the best friends that I would ever have. Until the very end, he would watch PCN, and if he saw anybody that was a friend of his on leave on the board, he would call down to check and see if they were okay. There are many of you here today that he spoke so fondly of, and he was so proud to be associated with you. Much of what guided him legislatively were his faith and his family, and as I say their names, I ask that they stand today. His wife of more than 61 years, Helen Phillips. There are some others I'm going to ask to stand, so you might want to hold off and let me finish this. His children who are here, Sandra, Jane, Michael's wife Missy, Christine, and Lori. He had 12 grandchildren. Some are here with us today. Rebecca Kalmbach and her husband Michael. You guys want to stand as I go? Joshua Phillips, Michael Riley, Bevan Riley, two of his former staffers, Janine Markowski and Jason Weiser, and some of his dearest friends, Representative Rick Geist, Representative Russ Fairchild, Representative Bob Allen and his wife Peggy, Senator John Gordner, Senator Dave Argyle, and two people that he mentored and they thought the world of him, Ryan Boop and Josh Funk. If you could all give them a round of applause, please. I hope you all know how much that you meant to him, how important that you were in his life, and that you were his first priority. We extend our heartfelt sympathies to you and wish you much peace and comfort, and we honor him with a resolution co-sponsored by myself, Garth Everett, Dave Millard, Adam Harris, Kurt Mosser, and Fred Keller. Merle knew his time on this earth was coming to an end and was very cleverly saying goodbye to those closest to him his last few months. He made sure that he left instructions for everyone and that everyone he was leaving behind would be taken care of. A lesser man would have been bedridden those last few months. The 108th District meant so much to Merle that he chose his final resting place at a cemetery on top of a hill that overlooks the 108th District, which he served for so many years. I know that he would want me to impart this message to each of you because he repeated it to me almost every time I spoke with him. Keep your family close, protect them, cherish them, spend time with them, and enjoy them. Stay true to your faith. Time goes by so fast, and in the end, the important thing is that you have your faith and you have your family. And I also know that Merle and his good friend Dick Hess are all smiling down upon us, and Merle's doing his famous chortle, and if anybody's ever heard it, you know what I'm talking about, because he would have been truly delighted for this resolution and for all of this attention. He would have been sincerely touched. He loved this place. He was proud to serve the 108th District back home and here in the House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.